Hi, I'm Mike Gilliam, and this is A Slice of New York. He's known as the photographer to the stars. I'm talking about the man behind the lens, Ronnie Wright. Ronnie, welcome.
Thank you.
For more than 40 years, Ronnie has photographed and documented key moments and A-list celebrities. Many of the photos are iconic, and his personal archives contain shots of Ronnie with just about everyone you could imagine. Celebrities from all walks of life. Denzel Washington and Muhammad Ali, Beyoncé, Harry Belafonte, Jay-Z, Whitney Houston, Patrick Swayze, Michael Jordan. He's captured them all. And he counts many of them as longtime friends. We're going to talk with Ronnie about his career, life's ups and downs, and meet some of his friends and people that he has photographed over the years. One of those dear friends is Valerie Simpson from the duo Ashford and Simpson.
I have great pictures through Ronnie Wright. I mean, he made me look better than I looked. So,
Come on now. Valerie Simpson has great affection for Ronnie Wright. He often took shots of her and her late husband, Nick, performing at their restaurant, Sugar Bar, on the Upper West Side.
he chronicles the life of Ashford and Simpson and family, whereas most photographers just get you on a stage. He definitely had more access to A&S because we let him in the door, and after he took the pictures, he could hang out.
She says she met Ronnie through an assistant many years ago, and they've been friends ever since.
If you want somebody to hang around after the picture, he's your guy. He's just easygoing. He's not trying to be a part of a celeb thing, or he's not asking for anything. He's just very comfortable in his own skin and can add without infringing.
So, on my way over here, Ronnie sent me some pictures. Take a look at them and tell me what you think.
Wow. My goodness. Nick Ashford, Maurice Wright from Earth, Wind, and Fire, Ronnie, and me. Well, you know, I was the biggest Earth, Wind, and Fire fan, so this was a personal party that I got to hang out with my, somebody I admired, and there's Ronnie, because he was friends too and family. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is at the Sugar Bar, the restaurant owned by my husband Nick and myself. Still going strong. And there he is. You know, I could call him when anybody important showed up. And there he'd come immediately, snap that picture, get in there and get out, because that's the kind of friend he was. Oh, look at this. Our 20th anniversary at Tavern on the Green. He grabbed us with the cake. I had all kinds of celebrities there. Luther, Roberta, everybody was there that night. Oh, it was just a grand, grand affair. This is a picture I have never seen, a picture of just me and Nick, which just goes to show you your face is out there in the universe and you don't even know it. So the photographer better take a good picture.
But Valerie is not the only celebrity to hold Ronnie in high regard. At a time when there can be a love-hate relationship between stars, photographers, and the paparazzi, a lot of celebs genuinely revere Ronnie and his abilities with the camera. Here's Michael Bivins of Belle Biv DeVoe and New Edition fame, shouting him out on a show called Build.
This is Ronnie Wright, y'all.
Taking pictures
This
of us,
is
man.
New York City's most famous photographer.
Yes.
He's been with us. Please give it up for the big homie.
Yes, no doubt.
Man, and
That dude is
for
got-
you to be here today and not to be putting the camera in our face, know that this is a family moment with the rest of our family. And we just want to say thank you, and we love you, brother.
There have been proclamations and an exhibit for the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. He's worked as an actor on a Cab Calloway flick for Netflix. But it has not been all sunshine and roses. On May 26, 2024, Ronnie suffered a debilitating stroke that affected movement in his left arm and his speech.
Just thankful to be alive. Thank God.
But support poured in from friends like Valerie.
When trouble comes, you know, most people don't call for help right away. So when I got the word, I called him. Because he's an extended family.
His comeback has not been easy, but he's worked hard, and that hard work is paying off. And Simpson and others have offered lots of encouragement.
My encouragement is always first prayer. You know, I am a spiritual person. I mean, we're all here for not forever, but during the time you're here, you want to be as healthy as possible. And I believe that when people put their arms around you in prayer and lift you up, that you are stronger, and you realize with that encouragement that you might still have a distance to go. So that was my talk to him.
Well, I have to thank you for taking the time to spend with us and talk about our good friend Ronnie.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. He's a great guy.
Oh, the best. So, Ronnie, Valerie spoke very highly of you and your friendship, and we talked about a lot of different things there. How are you feeling now, man?
Much better.
Uh-huh.
Came a long way, man. A long way.
Yeah, sometimes life throws these hurdles to us, you know, and I've gone through my own thing for a while there last year. And it can be very, very difficult, you know, but you end up coming out on the other side.
Total wake-up call.
Definitely. You never see it coming, that's for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the pictures at this point, okay? I want to talk about this one right here. This one is Denzel and Muhammad Ali. Tell me, what was going on there, man?
Well, we was at the Boys and Girls Club in Mount Vernon for a big tribute to Denzel for being part of that and being from Mount Vernon. And this particular picture here was like my last shot. Muhammad Ali was on his way out the door. Denzel was in the back with his wife. And I saw that, and I had just remembered that Denzel did the picture of the hurricane. And I said, oh my God, Muhammad Ali, that'd be a great shot. So I got them together, and I told them to put up the dukes. And this is the result I got. And when I gave that picture to Denzel, he was like, oh, I owe you now, right? I said, absolutely. Or something like that, heck yeah.
That's some picture there when you really think about that, you know. And
when I think about it, when I look at it now, it was like, I actually got that.
Yeah, and I had forgotten about the hurricane and putting that together, man.
Yep.
You thought very quickly on your feet there and got that. That's good stuff. Okay, let me ask you this: what was it like shooting Madonna?
Oh my God. Well, here's a quick story. I used to be a school bus driver back in the early 80s. And we used to park the buses on 10th Street and Avenue A. Madonna used to see one of the guys that drove the bus. She used to come and see us. That was before Madonna. So I had a relationship with her through then.
Wow.
And then, you know, when I got a chance to work with her in the music industry, that was like, wow.
What was she like to photograph?
Real nice. You see, as you can see, I never have any problems with any of my artists, like when I'm shooting them or whatever. It's always like an assessment, like, thank you, here we are.
Wow, that's cool. Here's another one here. It says Harrison Ford, you, and Chadwick.
Oh, that was doing the movie Jackie Robinson. Got a chance to work with them on a promo. And for me to be behind Solo and Black Panther, that was, and Jackie Robinson, that was just remarkable to me.
Wow.
I felt, and you know, he told me to come on, get in the picture with us. I was like, sure, let's do it. And I was so enthused.
So what goes into taking a good picture?
Well, relationships, timing, energy, all kind of stuff, you know, especially when you got a nice persona about yourself.
Now, these are, in a way, kind of like selfies, but they're not selfies, right?
They're not selfies, no.
How do you do pictures like this?
Well, actually, I had my friend Max, who, you know, I was working at CBS then at 106 in Park. And I had my friend Max, he took the picture of us.
Wow, good picture. So what do you think about selfies?
We need it now. Photographers didn't give in to that at first when we started doing the digital age. But it grew on us, and sometimes I find myself doing, you know, getting a moment of myself. I think it's fantastic.
Cool. What goes into a good selfie?
A good smile.
Yeah, that's it. That's the key.
Self-confidence.
Yeah, they say that's the key for TV too.
Yeah.
Have a smile now.
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's look at another picture.
sure.
This one here is Beyonce.
I don't know who that guy is with her, but he sure look good.
Yes, he does, doesn't he?
Well, Beyonce and I've worked with her since she was 16. And to see her grow into that fine young lady she is, and the superstar that she is, I had to get this rare moment. And you know, most photographers don't get to take pictures with their artists. But I didn't want to feel like I'm shooting her. Why not? This may not ever happen again, which it did happen many other times, but you never know.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
So why not miss the history when you can get it?
Now, you took a lot of pictures of Michael Jackson over the years. I've got one of them here. And I once heard a story about you and thinking about shooting Michael Jackson. Okay, and I want you to tell me that story. It's like, did somebody tell you, or did you?
Somebody called me one day and said, Ronnie, one day you're gonna be in a predicament where you're gonna have to shoot Michael Jackson. You might not have no camera. And lo and behold, my friend Laverne Perry from Sony Records called me one day and said, Ronnie, I need you to go to the studio and shoot Michael. I didn't have a camera.
Oh, no.
But lo and behold, some kind of miracle happened. I went and got one. I made it to that appointment.
Oh, man, that's a great story. You got the shot. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be joined by some dear friends. We're talking to the photographer to the stars, Ronnie Wright. This is A Slice of New York. I'm Mike Gilliam, and this is A Slice of New York. We're talking to the photographer to the stars, Ronnie Wright. Joining us now, drummer Ralph Vargas. He's known as the Phunky Drumma, and he's created some of the world's most recognizable beats. And close friend, huge supporter, and host of the podcast Community Vibes with Brown Eyes, Nichelle Odetayo. She's helped Ronnie a lot over the course of the last year. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you on here. Nichelle, you've been with Ronnie for quite some time. How did you guys meet?
Through a mutual friend who had an event. Ronnie was there, of course, shooting, and I was there, you know, helping out to produce the event. And we met each other, and somebody told me that it would be great if I interviewed him on my community podcast.
Really?
Yeah, and so he came on and he told his story, and it was an amazing piece that we created together for everybody to hear about his life story in photography.
And you guys have been buddies ever since?
Yes, we have. Can't pull us apart.
That's excellent. How about you, Ralph? How'd you guys meet?
I met Ronnie the early 80s. I had just come off the road with New Edition, being their drummer. And we met through a mutual friend of mine, Danny Atherton, may he rest in peace. And that's how I met Ronnie. We've been friends ever since.
Ronnie, for you, it all started with music a little bit, huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it.
Well, back in the days of the nuclear age, I was always singing. When the Jackson 5 hit, before that, the 5 stair steps got me interested in my family. My brothers and sisters, we used to sing. And then later on, during the 70s and 80s, I evolved into my own, being a band member, a band leader, and started doing musical things. And played the nightclubs in New York with my band, and Ralph and I, we played together, and Jacci McGhee, and the rest is history, man. It's just so much that we've done.
Wow. Those were the good old days. You remember any stories from those days, Ralph?
Yes, I remember coming down to Ronnie's building in the basement. He had a lot of artists that were using the basement to rehearse. He had so many people coming through there. Atlantic Starr, Luther Vandross, Mike Hampton from Parliament Funkadelic, Jacci McGhee before she became Jacci McGhee. Yes, and we used to rehearse down there, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was he like then? And did you ever expect that he would follow this path and become this excellent photographer?
No. I knew him as a friend and as a musician because I knew he sang, and we worked in the band. We rehearsed in the band in the basement down there. what was surprising to find out that he was a photographer. That was surprising to me. Because when I met Ron, they were doing the bus thing, you and Danny Atherton. So I was really surprised. And then really blown away when I saw all the photos of what he has done. I was really impressed.
Yeah, he's photographed
indeed.
just about everybody.
Yes, I just didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really something. Nichelle, you've seen the ups and downs.
Yes.
You know, you've seen Ronnie at his best. You've seen him when things were tough.
Yes.
What did that teach you about the man?
Well, one thing I can say about Ronnie is that no matter what situation he's in, he taught me a lot about humility. Because when he was in his worst, you know, he still had a smile. He still cracked a joke. When I was crying inside, he had to encourage me from his own sick bed, you know,
Yes, indeed.
at times. And Ronnie, since I've met him, has never changed. You know, like he goes through ups and downs in life, but he keeps that smile and he keeps, you know, like everything is a picture of greatness for him. Like he paints a picture in every circumstance that he's in to be a good thing and not the bad of it. You know, and so he sort of helped me to help him to get through what he was going through because of that persistent like character that he has.
You were telling me off camera that it's very important that when people are going through struggles like this, medical situations, that they have somebody to advocate for them.
Absolutely.
Briefly, why do you feel that?
Well, when I was in the hospital with Ronnie, there were so many things going on. You know, you got a lot of people coming in and out of the rooms with scrubs. You don't know who they are, whether they're nurse, technicians, doctors, or whatever. And you don't think to read their tags with all these labels on it to know who's who. But there were a lot of times, there were a lot of mishaps that happened. And Ronnie, for one, was very sick at one time. And the doctors didn't respond as fast as I felt they should have. And I was very concerned about his health going the opposite direction. And so I had to literally, because they wouldn't listen to me, I had to find a number in my phone for administrative staff and dial outside of the hospital and say, hey, you got 15 minutes to get here, I'm gonna call 911 in the hospital because he was that sick. And luckily I did, because they sent an emergency room doctor down and they found after a couple of tests that he needed to go back up into ICU.
Right.
So another doctor there in the hospital and another nurse told me that that is why it's very important for people and their loved ones to have someone around all the time to be able to see the daily coming and goings, like how is he feeling today. If I didn't monitor what his condition was every day, I wouldn't know that he was weakening, and to tell the doctor when it started happening, you know, what did he take before that, you know, so all that played into a factor into as me determining that he really needed that help.
Yeah, it's very important. I've been
Yeah.
through some of that myself, and you can't always advocate for yourself when you're in
Absolutely.
that situation. Ronnie, what has it meant to you to have friends like the people that we've been talking to for our program?
Mike, you want me to start crying up in here?
No. No.
It's so overwhelming. So glad to have people in my life like these two. It's just phenomenal. It's a God sent.
Yeah, yeah.
Nichelle is a blessing. She's a blessing to him. I met Nichelle at the hospital for the first time, and she was advocating, like she said, for Ronnie, for sure. God bless you, Nichelle.
Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, thank God, you know,
Yes.
Yeah.
that I was there and I had the know-how or just was able to spontaneously think about something to do.
Absolutely.
I got to
yes.
tell you, she's been a godsend to me, too, because I asked for pictures.
Oh, okay,
And,
yes.
oh, my God. She started sending me, like, pictures.
Yeah.
The first batch was 215 pictures.
Yeah.
You know, of all these stars and
yes,
stuff.
yes.
And she has been coming through with videos and pictures. What did you think when you started going through his archives?
Oh, I was blown away because, like I said, he was on a podcast. And, you know, like when you do speak in somebody's life, like I'm sure as you know, and you go through their arsenal of experiences and life, I started feeling like overwhelmed, like I have to portray this guy and everything that he's done. Will I be able to even do it with so many people and
Yeah.
things that, you
Ronnie,
know.
how many pictures you taken?
Millions.
Yeah.
Millions.
I say about 2 or 3 maybe.
You have to do that to get the right shot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Trial and error.
Yep.
Okay, great stories. I want to thank you both. We're going to take another short break here, and we'll continue our talk with Ronnie and friends in just a moment. This is A Slice of New York. Man, Ronnie, I can't wait to see more pictures and hear more of these incredible stories at this point. Joining us now, we have singer and songwriter Jacci McGhee. You know her as that wonderful voice with Keith Sweat on the song Make It Last Forever. And the editor-in-chief of Word Up magazine, Kate Ferguson. Welcome to both of you. Jacci, talk to me. How did you first meet him?
I met Ronnie when I was 17. Ronnie had the basement where he lived on Amsterdam? It's Amsterdam Avenue in 94th Street, 95th. And the cellar was right there. And my brother-in-law was in the group Change with Luther Vandross and all of them. And then he was with him, Toomey, and they was around. It was just like all these people. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, how I get in here? So, you know, I met Ronnie, and we put a band together. Ralph was our drummer, and you know, we had other guys in the band, but we had two girls, my girlfriend Tia and my other girlfriend Bridget, and we used to get on. Ronnie was a bus driver, and we used to get on the bus and go to gigs on the school bus. I was like, we gonna get in trouble. He was like, no, we not, no, we not. Oh my gosh, we was on the highway everywhere with that bus.
So if I said to you, if I just said to you, Ronnie Wright, just said his name, what's the first thing that pops into your mind?
Funny.
Yeah?
Funny first, loving, great photographer, great person.
How about you, Kate? When did you first meet Ronnie?
Okay, I first met Ronnie when I was editor-in-chief of Word Up. Ronnie used to send in his pictures, and from there we started using some of his candids. He was always at the after parties, and you know, lots of stuff happening with different artists. So that's how I got to meet Ronnie. So from there we started, you know, meeting up at the events. Ronnie always was able to get the shots that maybe other people wouldn't be able to get.
When you think back on your career, and I know your career is not over, when you think back on your career, what is the one shoot, the one picture that sticks out in your mind?
Working with Lena Horne, I would say.
Really?
That was one of my most memorable. And she was just a person that my mother and father loved back in the day. And for me to be working with them, and my mother and father no longer here, they would have been proud. And I was just so glad to be there at that moment, you know, to get that job.
Wow.
I mean, it's been other people too, but she stands out more.
Okay, so what's the next one?
I would say Barry White, so many. Ashford Simpson,
Yeah.
Xylophone man, Lionel Hampton.
Hampton, yeah.
Yes. Those are all privileges for me.
Oh, absolutely. Jacci, what made him different than other photographers that you worked with out there?
Ronnie, you know, I knew Ronnie before he started, you know, being a photographer.
Did it surprise you that he became a photographer?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because that was him. You know, it made sense for him, and I'm glad that he did. But Ronnie makes everybody feel comfortable. You can feel like, okay, I'm too fat today, my face look crazy, whatever. Ronnie will make you feel right when he's taking pictures. So he'll tell you to turn at a certain angle. He'll tell you he needs you to, you know, put your do this and do whatever, or put your lips out. But because he makes jokes while he's doing it. So he makes you feel comfortable.
Kate, how about you? What sticks out about your relationship with Ronnie?
I think the fact that he's authentic. You know, he never changes. You know, it's always the same person. And I mean, whether he's taking a picture or he's talking to you personally, this is Ronnie. This is it. There's no change, and everybody that he meets gets that same flavor from him. We've done, you know, we've gone from the transition from R&B artists into hip hop, and Ronnie was right there at that transition point. And I mean, he was able to work with those artists like unbelievable. It was like amazing. I still have some shots with myself and Method Man that Ronnie took. We've been to so many, you know, parties together, and I mean, when we say party, yeah, it's, you know, it's great, but there's also a job to get done. And we did get what we needed done at those parties and
Ronnie,
still had a good time.
Ronnie, you had an excellent career, man. Excellent career. I got to ask you, though, what's next?
Well, Kate and I both are working on books. Because whenever I'm working with like the OJs or the Temptations, whoever, when you're going to do the book, everybody want to be immortalized. So I want to get this book done. Sky's the limit, man. There's no limitations to what I can do.
Okay. So when you get that book done, you come back and see me.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, that's going to have to do it. I want to thank all of our guests, singer Jacci McGhee, magazine editor Kate Ferguson, drummer Ralph Vargas, and podcaster and friend Nichelle Odetayo, who helped so much with pulling all of the pictures and video together. Thank you all. And Ronnie, thanks to you, and all the best, my friend. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on A Slice of New York.